Hello everybody, it's Hammy here, and today in this video we are playing Grand Theft Auto 5 and we are playing the Hunting Pack. So in this video I thought I would just kind of let you into a little segment of my life in a way and kind of tell you about the time that a hole literally came about in my leg. Now, it's a bit of a gruesome story, so if you're not very good with like blood and gore and stuff, I would suggest maybe clicking off now. But you know, if you're able to cope with that stuff, yeah, stick around. So before I get into the story, I think it's only fair that I let you know that I am very prone to injury. As you'll find out as you delve deeper into my channel, if you choose to do so. I probably have a lot of stories up by now telling you how I've like injured myself at different points in my life. I've broken like 5 bones so far. I've sprained things, I've fractured things, and well, this one is a little bit of an anomaly where I have literally just got a hole in my leg. So this is like just below the knee joint, like in the side of my calf. And I basically, whenever I got injured, had to go to the hospital and get stitches. But how did I get the injury? So this all started whenever I lived in my last house. So not the house that I'm currently in, but in a house literally about 5 minutes away. We basically were renting the house until we were able to get this house. And yeah, so in that area I made a lot of friends, and as a 9 or maybe 10-year-old, I liked to basically go out of my way to, you know, defy the odds and get into dangerous situations and come out of them unscathed. However, this is not one of them times. There was a small bunch of trees with a brick wall right behind them, and maybe 3 trees in a line just at like the corner of the street. And I decided that I liked climbing up them, and I had done it plenty of times before. This time, however, I decided to climb the extra couple branches higher. I climbed up to a height of maybe 20 to 30 feet, and basically I lost my footing. At the top of the tree, the branches were much thinner, and whenever I stepped on one, it literally snapped, and I plummeted down the side of the tree. So the whole time that I was falling, I could see all the branches literally just going past my face, and I was aware that this was probably going to leave me seriously injured. I reached the bottom of the tree and realized that I was stuck, and it was only when I looked down that I realized I was stuck on a branch. And by that I mean the branch was stuck in my leg. I climbed up the tree maybe 2 or 3 branches and basically got the bigger branch out of my leg. And this branch was maybe the thickness of a microphone or something along them lines. So it wasn't too thick, but it was thick enough that it did some serious damage to my leg. I managed to walk home with the help of one of my friends, so shout out to him. And basically when I got home, I pulled up my trouser leg and saw a massive hole in my leg. You could see the bone, the tissue, and just loads and loads of blood and guts and gore, and it was like something out of a horror movie, honestly. I took my shoes off because they were covered in blood, and so was the branch that I had fell onto. And basically when I took my shoe off, it was filled to the brim with blood. This, however, was not a very bad outcome, because if I had fell even a foot further backwards, I would have more than likely, if not definitely, died. The brick wall was maybe about 6 feet tall, and at the speed I was falling, if I made contact with that wall with pretty much any part of my body, but especially my head, it would have been enough to completely kill me, especially at that age. Anyway, whenever I showed my mum, she basically was frantic and did not know what to do, and my stepdad had to kind of take control of the situation and drive us both to the hospital. I got into the hospital and there was a couple minutes of waiting where I just basically had to make sure the blood didn't, leak everywhere. I was trying to keep the blood inside my body. And when I eventually got into an operating room, they just stitched it up. Now, as a kid, as you can imagine, I was crying like a little beep. I think in total I ended up getting 12 stitches in my leg, which doesn't sound like that much, but it was extremely painful, especially considering it was the first time I'd ever gotten stitches. So obviously I wasn't going to let this injury go to waste, and when I returned to school like 2 or 3 days later, I basically took all the attention I could get for this massive plaster and massive hole that had come about in my leg. I eventually got the courage to take the plaster off so that people in my class could see the stitches, and I was horrified with what I saw. It literally looked like a centipede or some weird mutilated spider thing had just grown onto my leg and just decided to live there. All in all, guys, this is probably the goriest injury that I've ever had. As I said before, I've had injuries in the past, like very serious injuries, such as like breakages, fractures, and so on. But this is probably the goriest and, most horrifying to look at of all the injuries I've had. Especially because I was so young and, I wasn't used to seeing anything like that, especially the inside of my leg. But anyway, guys, that's all from me. If you've enjoyed, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot. And yeah, I'm gonna try and stick to seeing the outside of my leg from now on instead of the inside. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and peace.